It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. In this game, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets going up against the Dallas Mavericks at American Airlines Center. And guys, for the Mavericks, 9th in the Western Conference. They're not quite on pace to finish this season as well as they did the last one. Season's still far from over, though. And the Dallas Mavericks with plenty of turnover in their roster. This is the time that some teams go for the full rebuild, tear it up, start from scratch. Is that going to happen in Big D?
No, I think the Mavericks expect to compete. I just think they can pursue a couple of younger talented guys. I thought they did a good job. Injuries hurt them.
Well, you know, under the tutelage of Mark Cuban, they have a lot of pride. You know, they've been so good for so long, they find ways to win basketball games.
And thanks for joining us as we head courtside to Kevin Harlan. For that reason, I'm out.
We've got basketball action at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, the home of the Mavericks, live on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. And David Aldridge will be on our sideline tonight reporting. We'll take a look at the Nets. This game, an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they've got to measure the progress with.
And right now for Brooklyn, it's been a disastrous start to the season for them. They can't buy a win.
Now, they can't really afford to slip any farther down in the standings because, let's face it, they don't have the firepower to dig themselves out of too deep a hole once they're in it.
So the Nets starting five. Lynn and Russell are in the backcourt. Mozgov is out there with Jahlil Okafor. And it's Crabbe in at the 3 spot. And for D'Angelo Russell, the former #2 overall pick in 2015 out of Ohio State. Greg, in your opinion, what makes him so special as a prospect?
I think it's all about his skill level. I mean, the league loves players who can handle, pass, and shoot. And he can do all three at an elite level. And he's not just a stationary shooter. He can hit pull-ups, a very good in-between game as well. Let's just see if he can continue his maturation process.
Free throw good, Russell.
And a big move for D'Angelo Russell this past offseason. Traded from the Lakers to Brooklyn. Now one of the major building blocks of this team that has embraced him wholeheartedly.
And so Russell hits them both. And with the draft spot the Lakers had and the spotted history with D'Angelo Russell, you know, Greg, it wasn't a huge shock to see him move.
You know, it just seemed to me that Russell wasn't the right fit for what LA wanted to do. Still a very young and talented player who has a chance to kind of reinvent himself here in New York. He's shown a bit more maturity since that trade and since joining this team.
Here is Russell following the score by Dennis Smith. Here's Crabbe. Lynn kicks to Okafor. No good on the three. On defense, the Nets coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, there's no doubt. They were sharp on the offensive end. The bench guys just did a sensational job bringing their A game. Well, the defense trying to get out on him, but he's left with the open shot. He's got to make that one.
Russell against Matthews. Russell passes to Crabbe. Craps in the tray.
And you love how Russell keeps his eyes up. Rarely misses a guy when he's free.
Lynn against Smith. Nowitzki outside. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Here's Lynn. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Lynn's got his first 2 points of the night.
Well, you have to love the focus. Jeremy Lin creating well for himself down low. Makes that one look easy.
Smith dishes to Barnes. And Noel kicks to Barnes. Nowitzki a screen. Goes up off the pick. And the dunk by Barnes.
Well, tremendous drive by Harrison Barnes. You know, so often he's played to shoot that, but he can put it on the deck and fly by you.
Now, here is Russell. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Matthews against Russell. Smith with it. 14 points from him the last game against the Spurs in San Antonio.
Really, he exposed a lot of seams in the defense with his passing, too. That assist total was impressive.
Nets leading by 3. Outside, Lynn, and stolen by Noel. Pass break, Dallas. Now here's Matthews. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against San Antonio. 5 to shoot. From the line. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Well, effortlessly connecting on the mid-range jumper thanks to that quick release. Good work by Matthews.
Lynn kicks to Okafor. Back to Lynn. He dishes it to Okafor. Over Nowitzki. And Okafor at the basket on the assist by Lynn. Okafor's got his first bucket in this one. Here's Smith. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. Pass to Noel. And here's Matthews. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. That one goes in. Crabbe's got his second basket of the night.
Already one of the league's more creative assist men. Russell making people around him better.
Smith the pass to Matthews. Nowitzki with the screen on Russell. And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. And he gets the shot to fall after coming off the pick.
And because of his size, that's a difficult shot to contest.
Almost unguardable, you could say, Greg. Skilled at holding the ball so high, defenders can't get to it.
Now here's Mozgov, and the rebound goes to Nowitzki. And Doris, if you talk about the challenge for the Nets coaching staff, how do you establish a culture of winning and a team that's going to lose on most nights?
You know what, Kevin, it's all about winning habits, and that means the daily work that you put in every single day. There's an ethic that's conducive to winning that's built slowly over time.
The shot, no good. Nets leading by 3. Here's Mozgov. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
Well, defenders are in the area, and that's all it took to force him to change his release.
An even 3-on-3 break. And Mozgov throws it down.
Boy, you love seeing the big man Mozgov rise up and flush it home, really utilizing his size and length so well.
Well, it was the Dallas Mavericks winning their last game against the San Antonio Spurs.
I mean, they were so impressive offensively, and when you do that, that can really help you on the road.
I think intensity is the key, right, Greg? When you play with energy on the offensive end, good things usually happen.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Here's Russell. It's deflected.
Exceptional defense from Wes Matthews. This is one of the best defenders in the game.
Offensive rebound. Mozgov dishes to Craig. Russell kicks to Lynn. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Russell's got 5 assists in the game.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Now, here is Smith. It's tipped, and there's going to be a foul. He definitely made contact with the ball, and in doing so also got the body, so we'll see free throws here. And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long, and Craig, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
One shot, gentlemen.
And the free throw, no good. Doris, so much offense is perimeter generated right now. What, if anything, could get us back to running more plays, say, through the post?
Do you think we could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or perhaps Patrick Ewing or
I
Bill
wish we
Russell?
could. I wish we could.
Because I know this.
Good point.
Every time I walk by a pickup game on the outside, you see guys sprinting to the three-point line and looking to be Steph Curry.
I know. And so here is Dallas following the bucket by the Nets. Pass to Mejri. He kicks it to Curry. He feeds it to Noel. A baseline J. Brooklyn with the rebound.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
To the inside. A nice shot by LeVert. And the Nets lead by 10.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Well, don't you love the nickname, the Junkyard Dog, DeMarre Carroll? This guy has established himself over the last handful of seasons as a starting caliber forward.
And Carroll slowed somewhat by knee surgery a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, I think he's trying to make his way back into form. One of those tone setter guys. You know the effort will be there every time he takes the floor.
Powell, he's jacked in for Noel. Now Powell. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Now here's Curry. He's tightly guarded. Just 5 to shoot. It's deflected.
Wow, fantastic to see Hollis Jefferson hit it twice on the pipes. Extends out and sends it back.
I don't know if you can do it any better on both ends than they have tonight.
I don't think you can ask for anything more, Greg. What a wonderful job establishing a lead early in this one.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Rick Carlisle.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, we talked about his team's game plan coming into the matchup. I addressed the shot blocking and the demoralizing effect that team has, and he said that could be a factor psychologically as well as physically. The key for us is to play unselfishly, draw the help, and kick the ball to the open man. If we execute our offense well, we'll be fine. Kevin?
That's great, David. Thanks for the kind of tough D they're facing today. He's hoping they can get off to a quick start.
And it's essential. When you're facing a strong defensive team, the last thing you can afford to do is fall behind early.
Agreed, Greg, because you're not going to mount a comeback against these guys. A strong first half is absolutely essential if they're going to win this thing.
Here's Dinwiddie. 8 points his last outing. Here's LeVert. Allen kicks to Carroll. Again, the Nets for 2.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
They set the pick. Curry with it. He had 13 points in the win against San Antonio. A nice shot by Barea. Barea's got his first points of the game.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
Carroll passes to Hollis Jefferson. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks, rises up and sends it back.
Five on the clock. There's the pass to LeVert. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation. And looking back at last season, here's a look at the 3-point and 2-point shot attempt averages for Brooklyn.
And their offense centered around the 3-point shot. That was the guiding principle on every trip. Their first goal was finding an open look beyond the arc, getting that extra point every chance they could.
Mavericks trail by 10. 1:53 left to play in the first quarter. Feeds it to Curry. It's stolen by Carroll. Finished off the break.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Curry dishes to Powell. Pass to Mejri. Powell with the screen. Now the feed to Barea. And the lead is down inside single digits. Barea's got 5 now.
Well, you see the screen set by Dwight Powell. He's added quite a bit of muscle to his frame, and in that instance pays off.
They set the pick. Here's LeVert. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And the youngster Karis LeVert, drafted 20th overall, Doris, back in 2016 out of Michigan.
Well, I think some people consider this a high-risk, high-reward pick. The reason, he dealt with stress fractures repeatedly in his left foot throughout his college days. But when this guy's healthy, man, whoo, can he shoot it. And at 6'7", look out.
And that one misses.
Boy, when you consider the last 2 decades of winning in the Dirk Nowitzki era that was capped off with the 2011 championship, one where they were the underdog, it really was an incredible run of success.
And he's good on the second. And for Nowitzki, Carlisle, and the veteran Mavericks. A relief to have that ring, but do you think, Doris, they wonder what might have been? Could they have captured more?
Well, they've had tremendous success, and I'm sure every organization, there's things you look back on and wonder. Remember, Dallas let Steve Nash go. He then went on to win multiple MVPs in Phoenix. So what would he and Dirk have been able to accomplish with more time together? We'll never know.
The shot by Carroll, no good.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Barea kicks to Curry. They set the pick. Clock at 6. Barea, no good. Nets leading by 8. Here's LeVert, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
How about the speed, Kevin, on the way to the rim? LeVert gets to the cup and makes the defense get physical.
He'll take his 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the game right here.
This season, the percentage right around 72%, so not the kind of success he was hoping for.
And the first one at the line is good.
To me, Karis LeVert has tons of upside. This is a 6'7" guard with an outstanding skill set.
And that's good as he hits both of his shots. There's 18 seconds left to play in the first. Outside Curry. They set the screen. Foul, the pass to Finney-Smith. From deep, Barea. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And so it's Brooklyn going into the break with a 10-point lead. They're pounding the ball inside, and that's where they've gotten their best production tonight. And we'll be right back after this. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And from Brooklyn guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. LeVert and Carroll are the wingmen. Hollis Jefferson is out there with Allen, and it's Dinwiddie in at the one. Now here's Powell. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Barea kicks to Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
That's just a spectacular pass off the pick and roll, a play where J.J. Barea typically makes great decisions.
Over to the wing. Hollis Jefferson passes to Allen. And sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
You call that power basketball by Hollis Jefferson. He's willing to go right through the foul.
So Rondé Hollis Jefferson, the 23rd pick out of Arizona back in 2015. It's interesting. He's drawn a lot of comparisons to another Wildcat alum, and that's Andre Iguodala.
Mavericks making a switch here. Barnes is checked in. That free throw good from Hollis Jefferson. And you look at Hollis Jefferson and Iguodala, a ton of similarities people feel. Both 6'7", both long and athletic, terrific defenders.
And also, Kev, both are very good ball handlers and solid passers. Think about Iguodala improving his shooting over his career. Let's see if Rondé can do the same.
Barnes can't get it to go.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
It's stolen by Barea. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Barea with the ball. No good. Shot missing. The Nets go the other way with it. And this matchup with the Mavericks, it's the first meeting of the season.
And in their two matchups last season, they came up empty both times. Not really too shocking when you see how they fared overall.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in him. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. First one falls for him. Doors have talked about the evolution of the specialist, the pure 3-and-D guy, for example, who in that category are some of the best in your opinion.
Well, I'm so happy that Klay Thompson has evolved from a guy who believed coming into the NBA that he would strictly be a 3-and-D guy to a much more versatile scorer. But in today's iteration, I would have to say Danny Green won a championship for the San Antonio Spurs, doing nothing but absorbing the biggest threat on the offensive end for the opponent and then being able to make huge threes at timely opportunities. Patrick Beverley, another guy grinding it out, increasingly making shots, and of course tenacious on-ball defender.
And he drops in the layup off the glass. Mozgov's got the lead up to 14 now for Brooklyn.
Mozgov just never gives up on the glass, right? He knows how to snatch boards and come up with the easy buckets.
Smith dishes to Matthews. Outside Curry. Nowitzki sets a screen for Curry. Off the pick, and the shot goes in. Curry's got 4 points now in the quarter.
A solid screen by Dirk Nowitzki, such a competitor, willing to sacrifice his body.
Russell kicks to Okafor. Outside, Lynn. Pick by Okafor. And it's Russell in the corner. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Russell's got 5.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Dallas calls timeout. And Jeremy Lin at 6'3" with good size for the point guard position.
Well, because of that size, I think it helps him finish in the lane, certainly, even if he's got to go over bigger guys. He's also on the defensive end, got the length necessary to guard the 1 and the 2, and that's a real advantage, Kev.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Noel's checked in.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Matthews. How's the last month of basketball been for him? He's around 14 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And this is the kind of strong, steady play you like to see. He's earning his keep and helping them win games.
I think they need more consistency from him, and they're getting it. Look for this to continue. I love it.
Here is Lynn, following the score by Dennis Smith. Lynn the pass to Okafor. And he can't bank that one in. Mavericks trail by 13. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Nowitzki a screen. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. 6 to shoot. Here's Barnes. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now, here is Russell. He's got 5. Out left to the wing. Picked by Okafor. Lynn out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. And it's time for a look at our rookie leaderboard to see which rookies have been the most dangerous scorers in the league over the last 10 games. Number 1, Dennis Smith.
Showing flashes of just explosive scoring ability. When called upon, he can put buckets up in a hurry.
Okafor comes in with the double team. Here's Nowitzki. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Nets leading by 11. Lynn with it. Now Smith defending. Lynn dishes to Russell. The shot's good. Russell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, we know this. Jeremy Lin knows how to run an offense. His ability to find the open man, uncanny.
The Mavericks have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Smith the pass to Noel. Smith up top, defended by Lynn. Shoots from 14. Rebounded by the Nets. Okafor's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Crabbe kicks to Russell. Okafor with the screen on Matthews. Russell dishes to Okafor. Poked away and stolen by Noel. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That'll be his second foul of the game. Mavericks trail by 13. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Dallas again missing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Lin with it. Guarded now by Barnes. Lin kicks to Crabbe. It's rebounded by Dallas. Noel's got his third rebound tonight. Barnes outside. Nowitzki a screen. Mozgov against Barnes. No good on that one. Excellent D there from Mozgov.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one. The Nets have made 6 of their 7 attempts at the line in this one.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
Shooting one.
And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
And the Mavericks call time here. So there's a new procedure for choosing starters in the All-Star game, Doris. Fans account for 50% of the vote, as you know. Players, 25%. Media, 25%. What do you think of that?
I love that the fans have a vote. I would like to see the percentages changed in this way. I would like players, the peers, to have 50% weight. Give the media and fans 25% each. So just swap it so that the peers are dictating the outcome of the All-Star.
Or even if you just had maybe 2 players from each team, guys with some respect and some nice perspective to fill that role you're talking about.
That's a great point. You pick your leaders from your group, and they cast the vote. Perfect.
Here's Lin. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Russell kicks to Crabbe. Lets the 3 fly. Out to Russell. Goes back up. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And a moment here to see the numbers for Mozgov. 3rd in shooting percentage, and he's among the top 15 in rebounding. Just a powerful presence in the paint.
And it's a strong accomplishment. 3rd best in field goal percentage. He just refuses to take bad shots. That's why his coaches love him. The first one falls. And now teams getting into the middle of the season. The truth is, it's a grind, Doris. You know it. You've covered it. 82 games. In your opinion, is that the right amount in terms of 82 games in a regular season?
I would say to you, it doesn't matter if it's the right amount. I think the reality is this is the business of the NBA. It's been 82 games for as long as I can remember, certainly in my lifetime of fandom, Kevin. So the reality is what we need to do is address the schedule. And you're starting to see that. Shortening the preseason. Stretching out those windows where you're not getting 4 games in 5 nights and the back-to-backs, particularly when there's back-to-back on national television. 82 games is going nowhere from a business standpoint. Let's make those 82 games the best we can by lengthening the season.
Excellent.
Well, he continues to have trouble with his shot, well below 50% from the field in this period.
Lin the pass to Mozgov. He gets it in there. Mozgov's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
That's fantastic shot making this quarter after struggling a bit in the first.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his 3rd foul of the game. On defense, the Nets. Smith kicks to Nowitzki.
He just has lost the feel in terms of scoring here in the second quarter.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it, never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
There's a screen. Dishes it to Mozgov. Okafor sets the pick for Mozgov. Misses the baby hook. Mavericks trail by 16. Smith dishes to Noel. Now here's Barnes. He's guarded by Crabb. That one good for 2. Barnes has got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, smart enough to know if there's going to be congestion in there when he's attacking. Barnes gets to that in-between game.
Pick by Okafor. Here's Russell. Some solid D from Nowitzki.
Well, obviously it's been an off night for him offensively, but give his teammates credit. They've bailed him out. He's still got time to turn it around.
Now here is Smith. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Nowitzki with the screen on Russell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nowitzki can't get that one to fall.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
That's short off the rim. Dallas has got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Matthews kicks it out to Nowitzki. The dish to Smith. Barnes outside. Passes it to Nowitzki. Dallas moving the ball around. And here's Matthews from the arc. Rebounded by the Nets. They led by as many as 18 points. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Crabb kicks to Lynn. Drops in the tray. Lynn's got 8 points.
Well, we know this about Jeremy Lin. He's not shy about looking for his offense. I like his aggression and his assertion when it comes to scoring the basketball.
Now here's Nowitzki. 14 points from him the last game against San Antonio.
And don't discount the defensive presence, guys. He racked up 3 blocks for the game.
And out of bounds as Brooklyn gains possession. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Taking a look at Toronto, things going their way so far in this season. Right now, they lead the pack up front in the first spot with the best record. And, of course, Brooklyn, 7 games back.
And right now for Brooklyn, there were fears they'd be one of the NBA's doormats this season. Those fears have turned out to be well-founded.
Yeah, the people who said they hadn't done enough in the offseason to improve this team were exactly right. They never put the foundation of winning in place.
And some changes here for the Mavericks. Measury, he's checked in for Nerlens Noel. Powell comes in for Barnes. And Curry subbed in for Wesley Matthews. A big group substitution here for Brooklyn. Allen's checked in for Mozgov. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson comes in for Okafor. LeVert's checked in for D'Angelo Russell. And Dinwiddie subbed in for Jeremy Lin. Correa, the pass to Measury, and it's out of bounds. Last touched by Allen. And why don't we quickly go to the 2K leaderboard and find out which shooting guards have been the hottest at the free throw line this season. Look at Curry, one of the league's best, 3rd in free throw percentage.
We've gotten used to seeing a lot of terrific free throw shooters from the 2-guard ranks, but even so, it shouldn't take away from what these players have been able to do up there.
You know, that's a very steady bunch at the line, no doubt about that. In any kind of clutch situation, if it's one of those players shooting the big free throw, you can be sure he's going to come through. His shot's hitting on another level here in a second. I mean, it's looking effortless now. I think, you know, you look back on some of the point guards who have become head coaches in the NBA. Kenny Atkinson of the Nets, one of those guys, led the University of Richmond to the Sweet 16 back in 1988.
Now here's Barea. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Spurs in San Antonio. Finney-Smith kicks to Barea. Another 3 for Dallas. And Coach Atkinson never played in the NBA, but a long professional playing career.
Well, he played for over a decade in Europe. And certainly, Kev, there's more than one way to succeed in basketball. And now he's gaining a reputation as being a solid NBA coach early in his career. I can't wait to see what's next.
And it's good, 2 points. LeVert's got 7.
Well, that's about court awareness. Hollis Jefferson playing very well within the confines of this offense.
Here's Barea. 8 points for him. Baseline try. Another miss by Barea.
Yeah, blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide open shots like that.
And here is Curry. Powell with the screen from deep. Barea. And so it's Brooklyn. Their lead at 15 going into the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They're getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front and the post, and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They lead by 15. Kenny, what did you see from them?
Well, how about their ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, they got to do a better job on the glass. Ernie, they got outworked. They were weak physically. That's part of how they fell behind in this game. I think if they can control those things, they'll be okay, Ernie.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. It's been a clinic out there with D'Angelo Russell.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
Well, didn't you get the sense, Greg, that this entire team fed off his energy? His remarkable effort on the defensive end really triggered this group.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Barnes at the 3 with Dirk at the 4. Smith Jr. runs the point with Matthews at his side. They're the backcourt, and it's Noel in at the center position. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. And when you look at Harrison Barnes' game offensively, Doris, where does he have to improve?
I think one thing is he needs to become more of a heat seeker. Get into their body, get to the free throw line. With his strength and explosiveness, you'd like to see him shooting more free throws.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
The first free throw is good.
And, of course, for the Nets, I mean, they won't control their own first-round pick until 2019. There's going to be some losing along the way with not much reward.
And so he makes both from the line. And Greg, the Nets trading away the better part of a decade worth of draft picks when they went all in back in 2013 and 2014.
Yeah, going for vets like Darren Williams and Gerald Wallace, Paul Pierce, and, of course, KG. But unfortunately, all past their prime. That team only able to get...
Oh, my goodness. Wow, what a creative display by Harrison Barnes. In your face. Take that.
And that was Under Armour bringing you that replay. Unleash chaos. And what a play it was. Russell kicks to Okafor. There's the pick. Here's Lynn. And it's Noel with the rebound. Mavericks trail by 11. Smith kicks to Noel. Shoots a fader. Mozgov grabs the board. Mozgov's got 8 rebounds in this game. To the paint. Russell dishes to Mozgov. Okafor kicks to Mozgov. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Lynn's shot is off.
Boy, searching for some rhythm here at the start of the second half. That's their 3rd straight miss.
Nets leading by 11. Kicks it to Okafor. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got his 6th assist on the night.
And Lynn is a sensational playmaker. Love how he zips passes over to his guys.
2 minutes gone in this 3rd quarter now. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Back to Smith. Outside Matthews. Over Russell. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Brooklyn's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Here's a look at some numbers for Crabbe. His last 10 games, getting around 12 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And those numbers, solid, not spectacular, and sometimes what you see is what you get.
There's no doubt. This is a guy who understands his role, knows he's got to give you quality minutes, and that's what they expect from him.
And they're 1 of 4 here to start the second half.
Lynn the pass to Okafor. Fast break Dallas. Here's Barnes. That shot no good. And Brooklyn will come the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Russell kicks to Okafor. Now here's Crabbe. Covered by Barnes. Crabbe good.
That's not a bad plan of action right there, guys. Attack the defense in the low post.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And the Mavericks call time here. And as the Mavericks look to rebuild, Doris, what do you see as their areas of need?
Well, certainly an injection of athleticism might really trigger some things, because if you look back on 2017, they were last in the league in blocks, fast break points, points in the paint, and free throws attempted. A lot of those stats correlate with athleticism, so I think they need more of that.
Now Smith. Nowitzki a screen. Here's Noel, and Noel throws it down.
And that's an example of his athleticism, right? Nerlens Noel, the ability to leap up and ram it home.
Russell dishes to Crabbe. Got a hand on it, and they get it back. Fast break Dallas. Barnes got the ball, but he stays with it. A second chance effort. That's tipped, and they'll keep possession. Nets leading by 13. Outside, Lynn out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And now let's take a look at a breakdown of this season's best rebounding point guards. 4th, Jeremy Lin.
And this is a unique group of players. It's not often we talk about the rebound leaders at the point, but with these guys, it's warranted because of just how well they do it.
No, exactly. These guys will scrap. The majority of point guards in the league make their living strictly on the perimeter, but not these guys. They're just as comfortable down low as they are outside.
Nowitzki with the screen on Russell. Matthews goes in over Russell. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down now to just 11 on the basket from Matthews. Lynn against Smith. Lynn the pass to Okafor. Back to Lynn. Mozgov with it. He has 6. There's Crabbe with a 3. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got assist number 7 for him tonight. Now here is Smith. Outside Matthews. And it's Matthews again missing. Matthews against Lynn. Mozgov sets a screen for Lynn. An easy 2 points on the layup. Lynn's got 10.
That is a lot of NBA player coming at you, and Mozgov is the player setting the screen. Makes even the toughest players a bit nervous.
Nowitzki a screen. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. He dishes it to Barnes. Over Crabbe. That's good from Barnes on the assist by Nowitzki. 14 points for Barnes.
This is a big part of what makes Harrison Barnes tick, right? Spot-up shooting off the catch, one of his truly strong suits.
Again, the Nets for 2.
Boy, that's the type of shot they'd like to get on every single possession.
Lynn against Smith. Nowitzki outside. He kicks to Matthews. Over Crabbe. And that one hits back iron. Nets leading by 16. Right wing. Lynn from long range. But they recover it. Mozgov dishes to Okafor. Pass to Crabbe. It's Russell with the drive. Back to Crabbe. Okafor kicks to Lynn. Over Smith. The Nets get it back in a new 24. And stolen by Noel. The pull-up. Barnes with another miss. Brooklyn's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Russell with it. Matthews covering. Here's Lynn. Right wing. And going out of bounds. Last touch by Barnes.
Yeah, looking here at some numbers for Smith. He's really stood out for them over the past month. 6th in assists, and he's among the top 20 players in three-point field goal percentage. He has been locked and loaded from beyond.
And his floor awareness is undeniable. As you pointed out, top 10 in assists, and he's great at drawing the defense and making the perfect pass in stride. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Powell with the screen. It's Curry with the drive. 2 points. That one goes. Curry's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Boy, defender taken out of the play with a rock-solid screen. No way he's going to get through that.
Dinwiddie passes to Okafor. Crabbe dishes to Allen. Got a hand on it, so it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. So for the Nets, Hollis Jefferson comes in for Okafor, and Damari Carroll subbed in for Crabbe. Allen left side. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Just 4 to shoot. The shot by Carroll no good. Mavericks trailed by 14.
But how about Salah Mejri, the first ever player from the NBA out of Tunisia? 7'2" shot blocker with extensive playing experience overseas.
Here's LeVert. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feet. LeVert's got 10.
Well, you cannot allow Karis LeVert to square up from deep. When he's in rhythm, he's going to knock down that shot with great consistency.
Here's Mejri. Hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. And speaking of Mejri's international experience, he was a 29-year-old rookie in 2015.
Right, Mejri is a guy, it took him a while to make his way to the NBA, but he has shown he belongs. Guy's pretty mobile for his size, a really solid rebounder, good rim runner off the pick and roll. A lot to like about him.
Barea kicks to Mejri. Back to Barea. It's stolen by Carroll. Unhindered, going all the way. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Powell with the screen. Now here's Barea. Tight defense on him. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. And here's Brooklyn. They're on a 15-6 run. Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Barea. Carroll passes to Hollis Jefferson. 5 to shoot. Uses the glass to finish the layup. He's got 9.
Well, Kevin, driving with that kind of force allows Carroll to be effective.
Now the pass to Finney-Smith. Here's Mesri. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And Brooklyn called for the foul. The Mavericks have shot 80% from the line tonight, going 4 of 5 so far. And that one falls for Mesri. Doris, you were born in New York, became the first female analyst to ever call a Knicks game. Talk about the emotions that night, having traveled that incredible journey.
You know, Kev, it was both magical and nerve-wracking. You know, I grew up a Knicks fan when there was a healthy Bernard King, and the league had absolutely nothing for him when he was doing work on the low post. Hubie Brown was an idol of mine. But it was also nerve-wracking to be the first woman to sit in Clyde Frazier's seat. It was sort of awe-inspiring and a ton of fun.
To the middle, Mesri with the steal. Here's Curry and Allen with the block. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. Here's Dinwiddie. It's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. He feeds it to Carroll. Here's LeVert. He's got 10. And the Nets adding their own G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets.
Yeah, and the Nets franchise originally, remember, based in Long Island. So nice to have that homecoming. And of course, with young talent development so critical for this Nets organization, having that minor league team in close proximity, very valuable.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
He's off on the first.
And over the course of the Nets franchise history, some interesting decisions. I mean, back in the 90s, they came very close to changing the team name to the Swamp Dragons. I think I'm just going to leave that one right there.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Here's Curry. Curry with another miss. So, Greg, how close were the Nets to being the Swamp Dragons anyway?
Well, it needed a unanimous vote of all the teams to change it, but there was one vote against it. The Nets themselves voted against the change, and they had 7 owners who rotated voting duties, and the one on deck got cold feet. Not sure how he gets that pass off. I thought for sure he was going to pull the trigger.
Brooklyn leading by 20. 1:14 left to play in the third. Feeds to Dinwiddie. There's a screen. It's deflected. Now here's Barea. Defense is right there. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Barea's got 11 points.
Yeah, play a game of deep ball. I like it. Barea improved his range over these years.
There's 49 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Carroll. Got it. Good job in the low post. 13 points in the game.
I think they'll keep going to him more and more as they look to hang on to their lead. Why not with the way this guy is shooting it?
Powell with the screen. Here's Curry. Here's Mesri. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Dinwiddie, guarded by Barea. Dinwiddie passes to Hollis Jefferson. For Brooklyn, they have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw missing.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
And he sinks the second. We've got 13 seconds left in the third quarter. There's the screen, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
And that's a tough one, but on those illegal screen calls, the defender's never going to get the benefit of the doubt.
And that's true. The officials used to be pretty lenient on those, but not anymore.
And so it's Brooklyn taking a 19-point lead into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Here's Dinwiddie. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. LeVert and Carroll are the wingmen. Allen is out there with Hollis Jefferson. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point.
Well, I think what I like about Hollis Jefferson is he can contribute just a little bit of everything. This guy's got a tremendous motor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, a good ball handler and passer. Doris, do you play him some at the point forward, or is that asking too much?
Well, I think at this point he's probably better suited as a secondary ball handler. Putting the ball in his hands does take some pressure off of his shooting, though. And if his jump shot doesn't come around, it might be something to revisit.
Good on both. Doris, the league would prefer that players stay in college a minimum of 2 years before entering the draft. Others have countered with straight out of high school in that approach. Which way do you lean?
I would say I would lean to allow these young men, if they're prepared and have the talent and ability to go straight from high school to the league, they should have that opportunity. We don't put restrictions on any other field of endeavor. If you're a great musician, you can go to New York City and make a living in an orchestra on Broadway. To me, if you're capable, you should be allowed the opportunity. This is America. We are a land of opportunity.
Dinwiddie dishes to Carroll. They set the screen. Pass to Dinwiddie. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
One shot.
And that one misses. Here's Carroll to the wing on the left. Clock at 6. Here's Hollis-Jefferson, and sticking right with it, gets the foul with the bucket, and he'll go to the line.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And Doris, looking at the financial health of the league, tremendous TV ratings with the finals coverage again. Nearly half the teams valued around $1 billion, which to me is just unfathomable. Are we in the golden age of professional basketball in this country, of the NBA?
I think certainly we are in one of the great generations for the NBA. And think about this. I know soccer is the most popular game worldwide, Kevin, but increasingly basketball beyond the borders of the United States is one of the most popular and fastest growing sports. So I don't think there's any question the NBA is at its peak of its popularity with no end in sight. And I think there's a reason for that. You know, I think there's something very tangible and touchable to the NBA fan. Look at a guy like Steph Curry. He looks like every man, and yet he's finding tremendous success. That's appealing to NBA fans of the next generation.
Powell kicks to Barnes. Off the left rim and out.
Boy, they leave an area of the floor totally unprotected, and he lets it go to waste.
Dinwiddie passes to Allen. Here's Hollis-Jefferson. Pass to LeVert. The 3. Barnes grabs the miss. Mavericks trail by 21. Barea with a wide open look. No good on the triple. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. Carroll passes to Hollis-Jefferson. And there's the call on measuring. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Noel's checked in for Measury. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Wesley Matthews checked in for Curry. And Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. And then for Brooklyn, Mozgov comes in for Allen. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Dinwiddie. Here's Mozgov. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin. Lin's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Nowitzki sets a screen for Smith. Barnes against Carroll. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Nowitzki. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
Just terrific concentration from Dirk Nowitzki, right? He takes the hit like a champ and nails the shot anyway.
And I tell you what, age ain't nothing but a number when you talk about the impact of Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, with his size and shooting touch, he creates so many openings for himself and his teammates offensively.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Okafor is checked in for Hollis Jefferson. Crabbe comes in for Damari Carroll. And D'Angelo Russell subbed in for LeVert. And that one falls for Nowitzki. And Nowitzki's turnaround, an unblockable shot when he's hitting. Greg, he's unguardable.
And even though he's lost a little lift in the legs, he's worked hard to kind of quicken his release. And just another tweak for a guy who's made a career of adding layers to his Hall of Fame game.
Mavericks trail by 20. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Smith in the posts, defended by Lynn, and it's Smith missing.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
Here's Crabbe. Lays it up and banks it in.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Noel. The feed now to Matthews. And stolen by Crabbe. A nice shot by Lynn.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Dallas has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. There's a screen by Noel. On the wing, Barnes. Doris, not too long ago, changes were made to the intentional foul rule. In your observation, has this made a positive difference?
Well, I certainly love that the away from the play fouls were extended to include the last 2 minutes of each period. I don't think you should necessarily give an advantage to a team that is playing from behind by intentionally fouling a poor free throw shooter. So that's one. I do believe now the bigger issue in the NBA has become these shooting fouls where the shooter is launching himself into a defender. I think that the NBA will take a hard look at that and make any necessary change, Kev.
Totally agree, Doris. I don't want to pinpoint one player, but James Harden has made that an art form.
That's correct.
Here's Matthews. Mozgov with the block.
Well, the strength and the length of Mozgov make him such a force defensively. That led to that block.
Nets leading by 22. And here is Lynn. Mozgov, a screen on Smith. And there's Mozgov. That's good on the assist by Lynn. 10 points for Timofey Mozgov. Noel, a screen on Lynn. Here's Smith. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And Dennis Smith Jr., the 9th overall pick in this year's draft, but voted by his fellow rookies as the favorite to win Rookie of the Year. The Mavericks giving him every opportunity as their point guard of the future.
And the first one drops.
And Dennis Smith, guys, get this, measured a 48-inch vertical, which would tie him for the best in NBA history. He's a perfect fit for the Mavericks, who were in desperate need of some star power and athleticism.
No good on the second free throw.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
And that one, good. Crabbe's got 9 points now in just the second half.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Now Smith. Nowitzki outside. Dishes to Barnes. Three-pointer. And Dirk Nowitzki hits from deep. Nowitzki's got 6 points in the quarter.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Lynn kicks to Russell. Okafor with the screen on Matthews. Russell dishes to Okafor. That shot is off. Nice D from Nowitzki. Dallas has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Smith the pass to Nowitzki. The dish to Noel. Nowitzki a screen. Barnes outside. And the 3 off target.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Crabbe good.
Challenging this D with the 3 ball. That's his second from distance this half, and he also hit one in the first half too.
Smith kicks to Barnes. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. 17 points for Harrison Barnes.
The improvement in Barnes' deep range just helps his offense space the floor.
Picked by Okafor. Outside, Lynn. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel.
Well, it seems like it's been a while since the breakthrough of Lynn's sanity, but Jeremy Lin is still breaking down walls for Asian and Asian American athletes. This guy has shattered stereotypes and inspired many to follow in his path.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And Doris, Jeremy Lin has been honest. In the past, he says that some have doubted him.
And I think that's always been the case for Jeremy Lin. Go back to his high school days. For Palo Alto High School, he wins a California State title. He's first-team All-State, and yet he did not have a ton of Division I scholarship offers. It's surprising when you think about the level of competition he faced as a young basketball player.
Doris, looking at the way the playoffs are set up, the top 8 teams from each conference get in. So at what point might the league eliminate divisions altogether?
I don't think that's far in the future, to be perfectly honest with you. What I'm as curious about, Kevin, is would they ever see the teams regardless of Eastern or Western Conference, because there seems to be some disparity in level of competition. Is that something you'd like to see, Kevin, where the teams are simply seeded 1 through 16 based on record?
I don't think I'd mind it, Doris, but I do like the fact that, kind of like in the other sports, where you don't have the familiarity, but you always think about what would it be like to see a 5-game series, Cleveland Golden State, whereas in the regular season, just there and at home. And there's something, I think, kind of mysterious, and you can project so many different things. It's great fodder before a series begins.
No question. It'll be very interesting to see which direction the league goes in.
And he knocks down the first one.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Noel's checked in for the Mavericks. Seth Curry comes in for Devin Harris. And a change for the Nets. Russell, he's checked in for Stauskas. And so he hits both. Lin with it. Kicks it to Okafor. Screened by Russell. Here's Crabbe. And the rejection by Noel.
We know Noel is a superb shot blocker. It may be his best attribute, Kevin.
Barnes dishes to Nowitzki. And he banks in the layup. That gives him the double-double. 10 points and 11 rebounds.
Exactly the shot they were looking for on that possession. The easy one down low.
Here's the screen. Crabbe kicks to Okafor. Or as it seems like individual all-star and MVP voting is heavily influenced by how players' teams perform. Is that a good thing?
Well, I will say this, Kevin. I have a vote in some of the postseason awards. And if, in fact, I've got 2 players at the same position and I need some line of demarcation to separate one from another, a team's win-loss record may influence that. Now, you might say it's unfair, but sometimes the difference between a player making it and not making it is minuscule. I would say this to you, Kevin. I would like to see all-star teams go out to 15 players as opposed to 12. There are 3 teams, first, second, and third, all NBA. Why not have 15 guys on the All-Star team?
Excellent idea. Nowitzki kicks to Withy. He dishes it to Barnes. Just 5 on the clock. Nowitzki a screen. Jumper off the screen. Brooklyn with the rebound. Mozgov's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside, Lynn. Now here's Okafor. Lynn kicks to Russell. Unloads from 13. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. Dallas has gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Good. Curry's got 5 points now this quarter.
That's a nice little outside-in play right there. Good feed into the post and a solid finish.
Picked by Mozgov. Lynn kicks to Mozgov. Back to Lynn. And Okafor has it in the corner. Out of bounds. Dallas will take possession. And some changes here for the Mavericks. Matthews, he's checked in for Curry. And Smith subbed in for Withy. Mavericks trail by 20. Here's Smith. Barnes outside. And poor shot selection there. Not a high percentage look for him. Matthews against Russell. He kicks it to Okafor. It's rebounded by Dallas. Nowitzki's got the glass covered here tonight. 11 boards for him. Offensive rebound. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And that's 10 points for Nerlens Noel. Timeout called the Nets. They lead by 18. 1:39 left in the fourth quarter.
You know, couldn't agree more with this timeout. There are far too many turnovers to get any kind of offensive rhythm. You're just trying to mix things up here.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Jeremy Lin.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots, and also finishing strong.
Mozgov passes to Lynn. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. And the Nets lead by 20.
Just terrific determination. First compiling the lead and now building on it.
Yeah, Greg, I think it's very difficult coming back in this instance. They have owned this game. Don't see them coughing up this lead.
Dirk Nowitzki once again, Doris, giving a hometown discount to the Dallas Mavericks. He goes from $25 million a season to $5 million a year.
All right, Kev, to give the Mavs a chance to attract other players, you've got to admire that.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he knocks down the first one. And the trust to Doris and the commitment between Nowitzki and the Mavericks is so great to see.
It is, Kev. As you know, it's so rare to see a player stay their entire career with one organization. So in 2011, they win the championship. What a terrific career for Dirk Nowitzki, and what a run for he and the Mavs.
Both shots good from the stripe. Doris, we've seen a number of aging players really change their bodies through better nutrition and improved fitness conditioning. Do you think we'll see more guys even extending it further, playing into their 40s in the NBA?
Well, how great would it be to see LeBron James play into his 40s? You look at a guy in the NFL, a much more physically demanding game in terms just of the hitting that's done in the game. Tom Brady approaching his 40th year, incredible. And LeBron James would be the player I point to. There's a guy 6'8", 200 and whatever he is, probably 65 pounds. who every single day puts time into the process of keeping his body healthy. It's great. His greatness has been sustained, but he pays a price to get there, Kevin.
And Doris, you can change your body and you can change your game too as you grow old.
That's a great point. Think about how much of a low post scorer Kobe Bryant became later on in his career,
Yes.
because the elevation,
Great example.
his ability to elevate, so different.
Great example. First free throw is good.
Well, how about the guy, undrafted, undersized guard out of Puerto Rico? What a career J.J. Barea has made for himself.
He hits both from the stripe. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Pass to Carroll. The pass to Hollis Jefferson. To the wing on the left. Here's LeVert. Mavericks with the rebound. And here's Barea. And so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Jeremy, it really looked like defense got you guys going tonight and got them off their game.
Yeah, I mean, this might have been the hardest that we played, collectively for a whole game in a while. And I think everybody who really stepped out on the floor, they gave everything they had, and it was just great to see.
Really was telling, Jeremy, how you guys got going. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.